now we have Debbie Smith with the AHA movement. Debbie, tell us what AHA stands for.
AHA stands for Anti-Hazing Awareness, that was created in the memory of my son Matt Carrington, who was killed in a water hazing pledging of fraternity in Chico.
And this was how long ago?
This was in February 2005.
Tell us about the movement. I know you founded it, right?
Yes, I had been doing a lot of things. You know, my main focus from the time Matt was killed was to bring awareness to hazing, because had we known what hazing was, or had Matt known, he would still be alive today, and that's the same for all of the kids out there. You know, people just don't know what it is. And so I had been doing different talk shows and things like that, but I hadn't had the chance to really get something going, which was my dream, had been my dream. And all of a sudden, A&E Network put together a biography with reenactments and stuff, so it became a movie about Matt, which was incredible. I mean, it did his whole life. It started with, you know, who he was, so people could understand and know him, and then be able to react to what happened to him. And because of how well it was received, I was able to get them to release it to me to take into high schools and colleges, and so I'm able to go in. So that's how AHA came about. February 2nd, 2015 was the 10-year anniversary of when Matt was killed, so we launched in Chico, where he was killed, our movement. And we've just been running ever since. It's been amazing.
Yeah, well, this is a pertinent topic for you as a college student, and you see what happens on campus. And I understand you get to go around to the campuses and talk to the students that are coming in as freshmen, and even the seniors who don't realize maybe they got out of a easy hazing or round or something and they want to take it to the next level. You get to go in and talk to them.
It's really important to let the seniors know before they're going off to college. We're already scheduled to go into Cal Berkeley on September 22nd. And San Marcos University on the 23rd.
Obviously getting the awareness out there, and even just letting the schools know that you're available to go out, that's a big push that you're going through right now.
We're kind of finding it difficult because we're not really known yet. So I believe that what we've done so far, and the Focus came out with that beautiful article, which is going to help us get into places. And so slowly but surely they're hearing about what we have to offer. But what I can say is this, is that, you know, hazing is brutal, it's degrading. Our young people are being tortured, and it happens in such a way that they don't see it coming, because it starts off as simple little things like you have to carry a brick around with you everywhere you go, or you know, you have to go pick up tacos for us, and little things that you're like, oh, that's okay, if I can be a part of this, you know, huge group that's going to help me later on down the road with my career and have these networkings and these friends for lives, I can do these little things. I can dress up like a cooker and walk down the street. But then the next thing you know, it's gone to a place where you're having sleep deprivation. You know, you're being called in the middle of the night to come and do 10 minutes of wall sits, which I actually did them one time, and I could only do 3 minutes, and that was when I was in the best shape of my life. And they're horrible. They are torture. So when they're having them do these things, they're getting into their psyche, and they get to a point to where they've gone so long that they don't want to stop because it's almost over, but it's so horrible that they can't even talk about it anymore. So that's why we don't know what's going on. Because they're told it's, you know, this is between us, bros or sisters or whoever the thing is, and nothing leaves this place. So, you know, it's a real challenge for us, you know, to get in and help them understand that it's going to start here, but it's going to go way up here. And if you don't see it ahead of time and recognize it for what it is, then you're going to be the next victim.
You have found that a lot of families are not aware of this?
Definitely. The kids are going off to school. A lot of them haven't been away from home, right? So they're trying to connect with people. They're in a place they don't really know anybody or just a few people, so they want to make friends. What's the best way to make friends? Just to get involved, join something, be a part of something. Well, it all seems great, you know. Most of the kids have never really partied, so now they're excited because there's no curfew. There's no mom and dad to have to tell you when to be home or anything like that. So they are out doing things, taking things to the next level, not realizing, you know, what's happening, because they're not looking there. They just want to be accepted and be a part of something. So they don't realize that where it's going to go. And the reason being is because it's happened to the ones that's done it to them, so they think it's okay because they made it.
That's right. That's right.
It's a vicious circle.
It does go hand in hand with that anti-bullying movement that's happening at the school level, at the lower level of school as well, and just recognizing that we're all you know, we're all part of a community and we're all connected to one another in some way, and we have to take care of one another, right? And
Right.
so that bullying, that hazing, that degrading of individuals, it's just, what's the benefit, overall benefit of that?
There isn't any.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
really isn't.
You've been really well connected in Pleasant Hill for a long time, and I know that, you know, just people that we've spoken to in the community, when we mentioned you were coming on the show, were really excited. They know you, they've met you before.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You work with the chamber as an ambassador, and, you know, I mean, it's a wonderful thing, and I think it's a brave thing as well for you to take your son's memory and really take it to show people and you know, try and get them to understand that it's not just about your loss, but also about them understanding that they can avoid what you've had to go through.
If people want to reach out to you, it's
Yes,
it's very easy. right?
anybody can call me anytime. I would rather someone call and ask me a question about it, or, you know, reach out to me in some way than to just think maybe they know and they don't, or just go on without, because, you know, people don't like to ask. The whole idea is to bring awareness to everybody. And I want to say this to parents, you know, keep the line of communication open. And when you see like your child is maybe struggling, they're becoming quiet, things are going on like behind the scenes, and they're not being able, if you have an open relationship and they've been able to talk to you in the past, and then all of a sudden they're feeling, you're seeing something in their eyes, or you're seeing that maybe there's something going on, start asking questions. Like with Matt, it was like, you know, Mom, because he was open about it in the beginning and it was nothing, and it seemed like nothing because we didn't really know what it was. But when it started getting bad, he would say, you know, I really just don't want to talk about it anymore. And I wish I would have known to push that.
Yeah.
You know, like what is going on? You know, what is it so bad that you don't even want to talk about? Because I didn't find out till later how really horrible it was.
Can you tell us a bit about Matt's Law?
Matt's Law is one of the greatest things we ever did. It was amazing. What we found out when Matt was killed is that we didn't really have a hazing law in California. There was considered a hazing kind of a law that was in the educational code, and the stipulations for it made it so that the guys that killed Matt were not going to be held accountable because of the way it was written. And so when we found out that, our first thing was, okay, now we need a law, and it will be called Matt's Law. We took it from the educational code and put it into the penal code, and now it's a felony if you seriously injure or kill someone during a hazing. Yeah, it's a misdemeanor if you just stand by and do nothing.
And I hear that was really pushed through the legislature very quickly, and I've had experience working with California legislature, and that's usually at a glacial pace.
Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really great
AHA really
having you.
appreciates it.
Yeah, I think we've all had an aha moment now, so thank you so much. We'll get that out there.